Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-New Year's Eve live stream. So today we got a lot of things to cover, and right now we're in Puerto Rico and there is no electricity on the island, so we're doing this by generator power. So hopefully we get through the whole live stream, but if I cut off, you know why that is. So the first things first, before we dive into the top 20 cryptos in 2025, which was a list that was put out and established by Grayscale, I have to remind everybody that if you're looking at your portfolio right now, you may see a little bit of a pump. And it's a good idea to remember that when we go into 2025, we're going to see some pretty big gains. It's important that at some point that you maybe sell those gains, but don't feel like, okay, there was a big pump and then that's it and that's all. I still believe that we have a very long way to go. And we have to kind of take a step back to take a look at where we're going. The first thing I want to take a look at is a little quite nice press conference from President-elect, who will be taking office on January 20th, Donald Trump, as he states this just yesterday. So let me just make sure you can hear this perfectly. I don't want you to miss a beat. Take a listen to what he says as far as crypto and digital assets. And as a reminder, this is the future president of the United States talking about crypto and digital assets. I've been around since 2017, and we've had nothing like this before. So I still say 2025 will be massive. Take a listen, about 30 seconds.
This onslaught at lower prices, I'm pledging today that in my second term, we will eliminate a minimum of 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. We'll be able to do that quite easily, actually. And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto and Bitcoin.
Yeah, pretty simple. So he's saying essentially like this, like, look, these regulations, we got to cut these things down. The problem with government is government. And if they can do that and they can push Bitcoin, digital assets, and embrace the future, which I have to tell you was not what the Biden administration was doing, I think we're in the right place at the right time. So again, I still say that we've got a pretty long runway. And then also, everybody's, of course, with Trump coming in and, of course, the government getting into this, there's massive talk about this Bitcoin strategic reserve. This was put out by Franklin Templeton. And who's Franklin Templeton? Oh, it's a small little mom and pop organization, which has investments of 1.53 trillion assets under management. And they state this: Bitcoin will solidify its position as a global financial asset, acting as a digital store of value, accelerated by sovereign and institutional adoption. We expect to see strategic Bitcoin reserves added by several nations. Now, this is all hearsay. No one really has a crystal ball. But I got to tell you, if the United States does this, they will be the leader and everybody else will follow suit. However, a couple different countries have beat us to the punch. Some have actually have Bitcoin and they've foolishly sold it off, but they'll actually have to reacquire. But again, I think we're in the right place at the right time. And that would bring us to Grayscale. Now, Grayscale isn't my favorite organization. They seem to love to dump all their Bitcoin and Ethereum because of the funds. But hey, that is what it is. I mean, I talk about taking profits. Why can't they take profits? Good enough. But this was their list, which I found quite interesting, of the top 20. And I'm just going to read these off and just tell me if you have these in your portfolio. Number one, I think this should be number one. I know people will say, well, there's more gains for altcoins. I get it, but risk versus reward. Bitcoin. Number one, top 20. Ethereum. Actually, I'm going to tell you if I own these, and you can chime in the comment section as I'm reading this through. But Bitcoin, I own. Ethereum, yes, I have some. Solana, yes. Chainlink, yes. Sui, layer one infrastructure, yes. Uniswap, I think I have a little bit, not for sure. Hyperliquid, this one I have some, but I think it's trapped on that exchange because it's very hard to get it as far as if you're an American citizen, just what it is. Aave, I have a little bit. BitTensor, no, I don't have that. I know some people say it's great, AI and all that great stuff. I just don't have it. Athena, no. Optimism, yes. Virtuals Protocol. I have to tell you, Virtuals, if you're into AI, not just AI as far as like the term, but AI agents, essentially artificial intelligence, we all know what that is. We all know about ChatGPT. We ask a question, it gives us an answer. We want to get a picture, great, it does that. But again, AI agents are able to actually connect things and actually do things for you. Wouldn't it be great if you can say, hey, virtuals, or hey, whoever your agent is, I need you to take a look at my bank account, see how much I have. I need you to find me and then use those and see if you can book me an airline reservation. Also give me a hotel, and then also put me near the beach with a pool. And then also I need you to rent me a car, and I need you to have that done in the next 45 minutes. Go ahead and do it. That's AI agents. They're going to be able to actually connect and do things. And I know people say, and it's a funny thing, I don't know if you even have heard of virtuals, but people are already saying this is old news. Look, virtuals, which you can see here, one of my favorite plays, Wrecked Burgundy. It's a very funny thing, but we'll cover that in another video. If you take a look at virtuals and how well it's done, you know it's ranked number 41. I don't even know if most people know about this. I actually pay so far, but if you look at the 24-hour, here's the 7-day chart, here's the 1 month, here's the 3 month, here's the 1 year. Essentially, it's done nothing but do great. Now, does that mean that there's a crash coming? Who knows? I can just tell you that the two themes that I'm really interested in for this next bull run, besides, of course, Bitcoin and layer ones, would, of course, be a little bit of memes and AI moving forward. So this could be huge, but we'll see. Lido DAO, I have none of that. Helium, yes. Arweave, no. Just because I just don't. Jupiter, a little bit. Aerodrome, I don't own any. People tell me that I am foolish for not, but I can't own everything. Akash Network, I sold it all. And the reason was because I needed some funds for a real estate deal. Jito, I have a little bit. And this one called Grass. So again, if you own all those or some of those, hit me up in the comments. Tell me if you do and why you do. I think is more important. But the question I have for this last one here, Grass. Utilities and services, and they have it under as AI. And I was like, ooh, that sounds pretty good. I should really get into that. And I was really ready to buy some. And I looked at it, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. This is Grass. There is, I think I put a link in the description, but it's getgrass.io. And it says, earn a stake in AI. Get rewarded for your unused internet. I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. AI sounds good. Crypto sounds even better. But what the heck is this? When I take a look at Grass, what is it? Grass is a network of millions of people who are earning rewards for sharing unused internet bandwidth with the Grass network. Your participation in the Grass network represents your contribution to building a more equitable internet, and it provides you with the opportunity to own a part of the Grass network. And I'm like, where is the AI part in this? I don't get this. So maybe it's me and my ignorance. And I just quickly looked at this. This is what it is. Doesn't seem like it's real big AI play. It's just bandwidth, and that's fantastic. But then when you look even further, they already did the airdrop. This was in October. You can actually earn free Grass just by signing up for your unused bandwidth. And for me, I'm out. And the reason why I'm out is because it might do great, it might do not. I'm not here to do a deep dive of this. It's just me really quickly looking at it. But when I take a look at it, I'm like, okay, why do I do this when I can get it for free? I can just use unused bandwidth of my internet, get a little bit of Grass, and then off I go. It's the same thing that I learned my lesson with Sweat. Why would I invest into something when I can actually get it for free? Again, let me know where I'm wrong in the comment section on this one. I just don't see it. And that would be the top 20. So again, let me know what you think about that. But talking about the good news, I cannot let anybody get away without bringing some bad news up. And the reason is because I don't want you to think like everything's going to be easy and super simple. When we get to this point of this blow off bull market, it's going to be great. And people are going to call you lucky. And I'm just going to remind you that it wasn't luck that got you here. It was tenacity, the ability to push through obstacles, and not listen to people when you knew you were doing the right thing. However, if you're not safe, all this work that you're doing, you're working for scammers. Check this out. This is crazy. Blockchain Bandit moves 172 million worth of ETH after 2 years of dormancy. This was investigated by internet sleuth Zach XBT. And the way that they were acquired it is what is concerning to me. Here we go. Buckle up. Blockchain Bandit, a notorious hacker who stole 51,000 Ether, mostly by guessing weak private keys. I'm going to say that again. He stole 51,000 ETH by guessing private keys. just by just guessing, weak, I don't know how you get them weak, has consolidated the funds into a single wallet after nearly 2 years of dormancy. Before that, the stolen funds had remained dormant in the 10 wallet addresses since January 21st. Actually, before I go on and I read more of this, let me see here. No, I want to read this last part. And then we're going to go over what the difference is between a public key, a private key, and a mnemonic phrase. While guessing a private key is meant to be statistical and improbability, which is what all of our different crypto wallets have, it's a private key, the hacker managed to uncover 732 private keys linked to 49,060 transactions. What is this? Well, first of all, we just talked about hacks. A friend of mine here in Puerto Rico lost his entire life savings, 7 figures, to a hack on a centralized exchange, and also to a cold storage wallet device. The FBI is investigating, thankfully, to you guys putting pressure on these different exchanges, thankfully. And there is a link in the description where people were asking me all types of questions, like where did he get his computer from? Did he sign up for Ledger Live or Ledger Recovery? Was there a break-in? And I answer all those questions on this document. I go through best practices. I go through the wallets and the addresses that he has so you can investigate yourself. And then we take a look at the FBI response of what they said. We take a look at KuCoin and how they froze the accounts of the hackers. And they also take a look at OKX, which just recently, as of December 28th, said, yes, we're going to freeze those accounts. Will he get his funds back? Anybody's guess. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. I'll tell you that right now. So the question then you're having is, okay, let's go back to this. What the heck is the difference between a public, a private, mnemonic phrase, passphrase? Check this out. This is a great, I like pictures. I like to make things absolutely simple. I don't want any kind of ambiguity. This is a great 3-minute video put out by CoinGecko, which explains exactly what that is. I want you to watch this so you understand and just say how crazy it is that somebody guessed those phrases. Or excuse me, those private keys. Let me make sure you can hear this right. I want to make sure you get this perfectly. Tab. Okay, listen to this about 3 minutes, then we'll go talk about what happened and do a little Q&A.
Seed phrases are often confused with private keys. While they are related, they have some key differences. You're probably familiar with seed phrases, the 12 to 24 words you're asked to write down and store safely whenever you set up a new crypto wallet. But what are private keys? Whenever you create a crypto wallet, both a private key and a public key, which are linked to each other, are generated. A public key is a string of characters that can be used to receive crypto transactions. The wallet address that you use is basically a cryptographically shortened version of your public key. A common analogy is that it works like an email address, which allows others to send you messages, but not to access your email account. A private key, on the other hand, is also a complex string of characters and acts as the password to the public key. Private keys serve as the ultimate proof of ownership for the crypto funds within a wallet and are what you use to authorize transactions. This is why it's crucial to keep it secure and never share it with anyone. Private keys don't have any built-in recovery mechanisms. If you lose your private key, there's generally no way to regain access to your funds. As private keys are cumbersome and impractical to manage on your own, this is why modern crypto wallets are designed to do it for you. You will typically never even see your private key when using it to sign day-to-day transactions. Additionally, your crypto wallet is also able to generate and store multiple public-private key pairs for privacy and security reasons. Now, here's where the seed phrase comes into play. Think of it as a master private key, which allows you to gain access to all the private keys in your wallet. In fact, a seed phrase is simply your master private key in human-readable format, consisting of 12, 18, or 24 words. The primary purpose of a seed phrase is to serve as a backup and recovery mechanism for your wallet and all its keys. Instead of expecting users to handle the cumbersome and technical master private key directly, the wallet provides them with a seed phrase. The seed phrase is more practical and secure to store, as it's easier to write down, less prone to errors, and more plausibly committed to memory if required. Now, if you ever lose access to your wallet due to hardware failure, loss of access credentials, or any other reason, you can use your seed phrase to recover your wallet and access your funds. You'll simply input the seed phrase into a compatible wallet application, and it will generate the corresponding private keys and public addresses associated with your wallet. So to wrap up, private keys are used to prove ownership of funds and authorize transactions, whereas seed phrases serve as a backup to your wallet in case you lose access to it. And most importantly, the key difference to remember is that while the private keys are typically managed by the wallet, the seed phrase is always managed by you. Now that you know the difference between private keys and seed phrases, ever wonder how a seed phrase is generated? Check out this video to find out.
Yeah, awesome. So that's it in a nutshell. Crazy. Now we're going to go back to that story because I got to tell you, listening to that and what they said, I just don't see how someone can guess weak phrases. I just don't get it. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And we have to make sure that we uncover everything to be safe. Again, it doesn't matter how much great videos and research that we do on investing and how diligent we are in doing our own research. All we're doing is essentially working for a damn hacker. So keep that in mind as we go through this. Again, while guessing, a private key is statistically an improbability, which makes sense. The hacker managed to uncover 732 private keys linked to 49,060 transactions. Great. I still don't see how this works. The hacker used brute force searches for random private keys using a combination of looking for faulty code and faulty random number generators through a process termed ETHEREUM. Crypto security analyst Adrian Bednark explained at the time the hacker has been committed this kind of programmatic theft since 2016, with the most significant scalps occurred in 2018, according to Zach XBT. There's your rationale, your reasoning. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but it makes me nervous. So if anybody can break that down, I would love to hear it. Anyhow, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments on that one. And because of that, I linked this article in the description of this video. You can review it, you can make the comments, and you can kind of go from there. So that's what we have for that piece. And then lastly, well, actually not lastly, if you have questions about like security and things like that, I'm putting together a more comprehensive things that we should actually do. And I actually put that in this hacker form under best practices. I like this one that was actually given to me by members of the community, such as yourself. Best practices, write down the seed phrase. Again, seed phrase, mnemonic phrase, same thing. Not a private key. Write down the seed phrase, but switch 2 or more around, as long as you can remember which ones you switch when you need them. Again, some people say, I'm going to do the first and the last. I'm going to do the second and the third. As long as you can remember what you do, great. Create a passphrase, seed extension word, which is the 25th word, the 25th word in the seed phrase, mnemonic phrase, and memorize that word. That's a good one to do. Use hot wallets only to interact with the central apps or anything that requires you contract transaction. I cannot stress that enough. If you're using your cold storage device to do these things, you are going to be in a world of hurt later on, and it's happened already to different cold storage especially NFTs, and been drained of everything. Stop using your cold storage wallets for that. It's used just to maintain the security of your crypto and digital assets, not for this other stuff. Use hot wallets to stake your crypto. Cold storage devices only to be used for one purpose. Use biometrics. Fingerprints first, face second to secure your accounts. Actually, I'm starting to get away from the Google Authenticator. And I wrote why I'm doing that in this actually very long thread that I posted on Twitter and why I think it's the best way. Google Authenticator has been around since 2010, and they're actually backing up your codes on the cloud right now. Don't believe me? Read that thread from there. So that's your little base case of hysteria that I wanted to give to you today. Don't worry, it'll be okay. But again, great bull market coming. Just make sure you don't get hacked. And that will conclude that piece. Lastly, I have a question for everybody. What's the first meme coin on Cardano? Because I've been getting this debate, and I just put this out there, and people have been telling me it's SNEC, it's Hosky. I know some people hate Cardano. Some people love it. I like it. And I'm like, okay, what's the first one? Because since meme coins are going to be, I think, a big thing moving into the next bull run. And so far, Hosky, 57%. I actually had to ask Grok. I said, what was the first meme coin on the Cardano blockchain? And what was the date of its launch? The first meme coin on Cardano blockchain was Hosky. It was launched in November 2021. And I'm here to tell you, even that's wrong. You know the first meme coin that I know of? It's Tomato Coin. Tomato coin, which is a term that we coined, I guess. We coined the term and we coined the coin. In July 17th, 2021, when I'm always talking about things on the channel, I always say, if you're investing in Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, tomato coin, whatever. And we actually made this into a coin and we airdropped it, actually 3.2% of the entire supply, which we have 57 million. We'll say why. And we airdropped 3.2% to all of the Cardano, of our Cardano stake pool holders, which is pretty good. And now we're taking the very first meme coin on Cardano and we're partnering up with MemSwap. We're partnering up with Drip Drops and we're going to be launching the token. Also, we're going to be doing an airdrop for all the Cardano stakeholders in our DNAUSEAUM stake pool. There's a link in the description if you want to figure out how to do staking and how to find our pool. So this actually happens in 7 days. Here is the website and what this all does. Remember, this is a meme coin, so don't expect this to change the world. Again, 57 million because of Heinz 50. Here's the tokenomics. The pre-sale, we're going to give 45%. The other 40% is the liquidity provider for all the different DEXs so you can trade it at your leisure. And the other 15%, 15%. This is all going to be for giveaways, airdrops, contests, and all the rest of the stuff that's going to make this fun. So right now, we've also partnered up with World Mobile, World Mobile's partner, Minutes, Cornucopias, and Crow, the Crow token. And we're actually be giving these away in the drip drops as well. So if you want to find out more about that, I'm going to be putting it right there. There's a link in the description. You can find the website. You can find the IDO and everything that has to do with it. Essentially, let's just see what happens. Again, meme coins. We will see. And that's it for today. So look, if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Everything we talk about is time sensitive. Now, if you want to do a little Q&A, I'll answer all your questions to the best of my abilities, and we'll go from there. We got to take off, take off. It's New Year's Eve. For all you young kids out there, have a good time. That night, I will not be doing anything. Let's go from here. All right. Crypto Stevo says, do you guys like Arculus? I like Arculus. I actually had one a while ago. Just didn't really use it. Got with my ledger and that was it. And then Tangent came around. I'm like, wow, this is really easy. And just been sticking with Tangent from now on. And speaking of which, Wilson says, Robbie, heard about the Tangent security breach. It was just uncovered. Tangent responded on Reddit. Yeah, so this is what we know. So Tangent, here was the issue itself. And let me read this to everybody. The issue, Tangent app previously had a bug where setting up a wallet with the seed phrase and tapping contact support sent logs to Tangent. That included your private keys, but not your seed phrase. So this happened during an update. It happened for a very small amount of time. And what happened is if you registered your Tangent right here, if you had your Tangent card and you were registering it, and then you were doing the seed phrase option, like there's two options for Tangent you have to understand. You can use a seed phrase, or you can just back up your private keys within your cards. That's why I'm always saying get 3 cards. I personally have not backed these up on mnemonic phrases. I know, right? Because my private key's in here. When people say not your keys, not your crypto, I'm like, well, my private key's right here. It's on my other two cards. If I lose those 3 cards, then yeah, I'm screwed. But it's the same thing with my mnemonic phrase that I have, that piece of paper. If I lose that piece of paper, I'm screwed too. So like that's how I did it. So on this one, again, they did an update for the app. So if you registered your seed phrase, your mnemonic phrase, and within 7 days contacted customer support, somehow the private key was included in that message. So they figured it out in a very short amount of time, and then they redid everything. So they just said, if you're going to register it now, just make sure you update it. And that's it. So to date, no one that I know of, nobody that Tangent has known of, has had anything hacked or don't. Again, this is brand new cards. This isn't like your card that you registered 3 months ago has this happen. No, it's only if you registered the card and clicked on contact support within 7 days of registering your mnemonic phrase on Tangent. So that's was the issue. So apparently, this is what they said. Recently, we identified and promptly resolved a potential security vulnerability affecting Tangent wallets. After thorough investigation, we can confirm that no private keys were compromised, no user funds, blah, blah, blah. What was the issue? We talked about it. Well, this is the thing. Who could be affected? If you activated a wallet using a seed phrase and you contacted customer support through the app within 7 days of activation, within those logs, those communication logs, your private key was actually vulnerable and it was there. But that's just it. If you set it up in the first, like you just newly set things up, you don't have anything in there anyhow. And then if you contact customer support and then it goes up there, chances are you didn't have anything in there. So they fixed that. And now here we're at. Now, some people will say, no. There's like this mass hack and these things are going on. I haven't seen anything like that. I've been monitoring it. I've been looking at the different communications and I've talked to Ledger and they're like, Tangent. They're like, yeah, we did our due diligence, just didn't for this one piece. We fixed it. Now we're moving forward. So that's what we have for that piece. And let me know if you have any questions about that. All right. 312, 40s and rainy in Chicago. Right here in Puerto Rico, it's beautiful. I mean, there's no electricity in the whole island because Luma, I'm telling you, it's a crazy situation. We have one electric company called Luma here. And before Luma, it was run by the government, the Puerto Rican government. And they did a pretty good job. I mean, for what it was, I mean, we'd have some outlets, some power outages, but then, they said, okay, we're going to give this over to Luma because they're going to make it better. And so far, anyhow, but right now, the reason why we're on is because we have a generator, like most people do, and power's still on, so we'll see how long that lasts. So, and here's the thing, like if the generator goes out, that would suck, but you know what's great? I'm like 5 minutes away from the beach. I'll just go there. Yeah. Let's see. For 2025, choose a new background or use a real background. Nope. We're sticking with this. This is real. This is totally real. All this is real. Don't pay attention to the fact that this disappears. It's my Harry Potter microphone. Let's see. Just bought a 3-card set. Just my tab note. Here's your options. So like for me, I'm not the mnemonic phrase is great. It's up to you, right? I'm not your dad. You guys do whatever you want to do. But like when I set my cards up, it gave me the option. Do you want to use a mnemonic phrase where you can, get your, you can reset your storage device? Or do you want to just store your private keys within your card itself? I was like, I'll just throw it in the card. And then I've taken those 3 cards. I have one. I have 2 other cards in different locations, which I will not tell you where they are. And so if I lose this one card, I just go get the second one. And if I lose the second one, I get the third one. If I lose a third one, what the hell am I doing? Why am I losing so many cards? So at that point, once you're down to your last card, you order a new set and do it. But look, I've never lost my passport. I've never lost my social security card to date. I think I can hold on to these 3 cards. Random dude says the IRS should just create their own coin and rug pull everyone every year. This is what they do. It's actually pretty funny and true. Hook Echo says, hey, Rob, can you elaborate on the advice you give on not interacting with a DEX or a DApp using your cold storage? Because I currently use my ledger with HBAR hashback. I don't know what that is, Hook. And I stake my Cardano. So with this one, with staking, you are interacting with the smart contract itself, right? So when you go into like a stake pool, DNU stake pool, and you're interacting with those, first of all, we don't take control of your Cardano. Any stake pool holder for Cardano does not move your Cardano out of your wallet. It stays within your wallet, and you are signing the action for it to actually stake it and secure the network. There's a difference between that and, say, like Ethereum or Solana, where you are moving your crypto digital assets outside of this card. True, you are interacting with a smart device or a smart contract, but so far, I have not heard of one hack doing that. Now, moving into like your cold storage, like you're actually interacting with dApps, there are massive amounts of dApps that are on the internet. Some things that you know, some things that you don't know. Other things that you probably interact with because you're like, I'd like to get this airdrop because it's supposed to be the next big thing. Those are the types that I'm talking about, the ones that you actually absolutely have no idea, or even if you kind of think that you do, there's still just an easy way for them to hack you. A case in point, NFTs. There are different NFTs that look like something that you could say, oh, I've seen that around, and they change one little thing, and before you know, you're like, oh, it's all gone. So like these are the things that I'm talking about. As far as like with the HBAR hash pack, I don't know what the heck that is. So you have to ask somebody way smarter than me on that one. So hopefully that answers your question. I like sats. How many YouTubers will minimize this due to affiliate revenue? If this is on the Tangem thing, like, look, that's what they told me. If somebody loses some funds, I'll be the first one to say it. I'll be the first one to say, man, those guys screwed up and they are responsible for that. And maybe you should move. But right now it's not there, sats. So if you got other information, let me know and I will do a 180. Aeon says, hey, Rob, I'm having difficulty syncing my Daedalus. Do you know if there's any way of withdrawing my ADA if I have seed phrases? Yeah, you can restart it or you can reset everything. Daedalus, I'm having problems with that myself. It's my favorite wallet for Cardano because it's been so safe and so effective for so long. But man, you're running a full node. And if you're running a full node, it takes a long time to download everything. It's a real pain in the A. And I have updated it to the very latest version. It still sucks. So maybe I'll do a video, Eamon, but what I would do is, actually, I have to find you the right place. Let's figure this out together, shall we? Before I tell you to go some mythical website that gets you hacked, Pete's sakes. First thing I always like to go to is for official links. I always go to CoinGecko. They have all the official ones, and they're vetted, and it's a pretty great service for a free service. Here's Cardano. Here's their website, cardano.org. Discover Cardano. What I want to do is I want to find Cardano Foundation. I want to find the Daedalus wallet. Oh, look at that. Delegate your stake. How about a Mergo? No, I don't think they have it either. Foundation. Here we go. CardanoFoundation.org, Cardano Wallet. Great. You can go here for the actual source code. That's fantastic. What about products? Let's see. Wallet to protect. Damn it, this thing again. All right. I don't want you, and I don't want you. Well, there it is. Now I have to link this to you. This is the official link. It's daedaluswallet.io. I wish they would make that way easier to find. I'm sure that's just something I just didn't do right. All right. So Dave Flower says, thumbnail says top 20 coins. He hasn't said none. That's not true. We just talked about that. And we talked about it right here. Maybe you're late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's your 20. I'll say it to you again. You must be late. That's fine. We're all late. This is the top 20 that was for Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink. Sui, Uniswap, Hyperliquid, Aave, BitTensor, Athena, Optimism, Virtuals, Lido, Helium, Arweave, Jupiter, Aerodrome, Akash, Cheeto, and Grass. We talked about ones that I own. I asked which ones you own. I told you which ones I think are going to do pretty well. Pretty much most of them, because I have bought most of them. And why I'm not going to invest in Grass. So I hope that answers your question, Dave. This is good stuff. Cardano, yuck. Rob is the best with his live action experience. It's always fun. So I need to go here. So there's where I put all the stuff for you guys in the description. Daedalus download for the one person that wants to do it. Because no one else wants to download Daedalus. Oh, well. Yeah. Well, I mean, people are late. They just don't know. Maybe people are having a bad day. Maybe, you just found out that you got fired, or maybe you just lost all your life savings in a hack. Who knows? Everybody's fighting their little battles that we don't know about. Thanks for the recent security stuff, Rob, but it's all pretty scary. It's super scary. And like, I am struggling with the fact of me even talking about any other projects, because what's the point? What I should be talking about is best practices constantly for everybody, and putting out a video and putting that in the description and saying, if you don't do these things, your chances of getting hacked go up exponentially. I need to make a video to make sure that everybody is safe, because if I don't do it, I think it will just kind of go under the radar, because everybody in crypto only talks about, really, not everybody, most talk about one thing: number go up, Bitcoin's awesome, and just keep buying the dips and diamond hands and that nonsense stuff. Again, it doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you keep. And essentially, it's like, if you're in a dystopian future, right, and you stockpile all the food for your family, and you have shelter and you have water, that's great. But if you don't have any guns to protect yourself, you essentially are just storing it for the people that are going to come along and rip you off. It's the same thing with crypto. So I think it's time to really start doubling down on safety first. Yeah. Steven says, when will dog go to the moon get listed on major exchange? I don't know. It's been quite some time. I think it's the #1 meme coin on Bitcoin. Or ordinal. Or ruins, I should say. Boomer Dan talking about his boomer coin Cardano. I should have, that should have been the coin. Instead of tomato coin, we could have just called boomer coin. Way better. Crypto Steve, Rob, please read my questions above regarding near. You have to repost it because I got a lot of questions. Restore Daedalus in another wallet. You can do that. Is iTrust down right now? Let me log in with my super secret code 12345. No, it's up for me. I don't know about you, but I just saw it. Oh, Dogecoin is a #4. Great. PH says, I live in the UK. We're on a dystopian present. I hear about the things that are going on with social media arrest. It's insane. What are you doing for the new year, Rob? Probably just shots of whiskey and inebriation. No, I'm just kidding. Probably nothing. These are what I like to do. I got a tourist near today. CB's right. Almost more guns. Can't go wrong there, right? That's the gift that keeps giving. Near claims to be an AI blockchain, but I only find 1 or 2 test AI projects near, but no tokens. I'll see a lot of bot transactions near, bullish or bearish. It's not good for them. I will say this, and I'll always say this. When Sweatcoin rolled around, they had, gosh, it was either 150 million or 200 million people in Web 2. They took all those people, gave them an airdrop for Web 3, and that's globally. It was the #1 health app for like 2021 in certain regions. Yeah, I gotcha. Like it wasn't like every single month, but they did reach #1. They had roughly 200 million people. They did an airdrop for all those people. They chose Near. I thought that was a dumb idea because I had never even heard of it. And they did it, and they went off without a hitch. There was no problems. Near, I don't think has ever been down, and they just kind of swimmingly go. So, I mean, in that place, it's good. As far as like the AI part, I'm sure if Ilya comes on, the founder, he'll tell you where the AI part comes in. But you're right, I don't see it either. Like I take a look at virtuals and what they're trying to do with AI agents. I'm like, well, that's AI. With Aether, AETHIR, another project that I got into early, which has done marvelously well, is using excessive or unused GPU power, which will be essentially compute, which allows these LLMs, these learning language models like ChatGPT and Perplexity, to actually use that processing computational power to the next part of AI. That's worked out great. And they pay everything in Aether. With Near, I don't see where it comes in. I just don't see it yet. But maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. Let's see. I bet Bobby's doing shit. Bobby can do those things, but Robbie cannot. Daniel says, Rob, could you take some profits? I need the market to dump into the new year so that I can swap for midnight to lay my capital gains taxes. Yeah. Don't sleep on Near. There you go. Jimbo Com says, Aether is a ridiculous fully diluted value. I think that matters. When we talked about, and I have a second channel called Dan Degen, where I just take a look at the more risky stuff. There's a link in the description. We took a look at the tokenomics. The fully diluted value, of course, is because the tokenomics and the releases. So we take a look at the release dates. It's extrapolated way far out. I mean, you're talking about a year plus. So if you're in it for the long haul, I mean, you might be affected, but again, like 45 to 50% is for the staking rewards, which is the backbone of Aether. And the staking rewards are for the people who actually put up the GPUs. So in that situation, I say, okay, well, as long as the train keeps moving, it should be fine. But the fully diluted value, when I first saw it, I thought it was a concern. But then when I take a look at where the actual funds were going, and then, of course, the unlocks, I was like, I can see why. It's just me. I've been following you since 2021 and mostly just listen. I just realized the other day that you really do have a green screen. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to show you a video, though. If you guys go into the description, where is this? Oh, yeah. Where it says the 100K pool jump. Look at this one. So I had to pay Fiverr to actually this happen. This is all AI generated. Hold on, let me. Look at how well they did. Look at that. It makes the water look like it's moving. It's insane. And then I had to do this in front of a green screen. The splash. I mean, oh man, they did so much work for $5. That's what they call it, Fiverr. So yeah, I mean, That's not bad. Look at that. And then look, I said, okay, now I'm going to get out and I need you to supersede me into the background. Me look like I'm in shape and then make me talk. That's crazy. It's crazy. Fiverr. Shout out to Fiverr. Whew. Daniel said, I bet all that movement made you sore for months. It wasn't easy. I mean, look, when you get to my age and you jump that high, not terribly simple. I know, crazy, right? Yeah, well, no, those swim shorts were actually in reality. I actually had to put those on. That's it. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Green screen tech is insane. I should really have made a green screen coin. That would have been way better. Or boomer coin. But tomato coin, I think, is going to do pretty well. So it's going to be interesting. Like, I mean, we are essentially the first. Think of it this way. Tomato coin was the first meme coin on Cardano. The first one. I'm going to be talking about it a lot. I'm actually going to rope some of my friends that you may have heard of on YouTube to talk about it. And we're going to do massive giveaways. See how it works out. I think it'll be fun. And hopefully, actually, I'm going to have let me know if you guys want the MinSwap guys to come on and explain how everything works as far as like with liquidity for different dexes, how an IDO works, how do they pick the IDOs, why they have a launch pad and everything else. Let me know if you want the guys from MinSwap to come on and I'll go grab them. Once there's this thoughts on using a password manager to store your seed phrase. My man, that would be a massive, massive mistake. There's a service, OnePass, I think it is. Correct me in the comment section. But it's where you can store your passwords within your browser, essentially, and just have one master password. The thing with that is that there's different malware, there's keyloggers, and they can get into that, and they can take your seed phrase. So here's the example. My friend was up checking his computer, doing a little bit of trading like he does, and he kept getting these notifications about MEXC and KuCoin. No, excuse me, not MEXC. KuCoin and, excuse me. It was MEXC and, what is it, Coinbase maybe? Yeah, Coinbase. That something was changed in his account. He's like, oh, that's weird. He goes to look at it. Funds are there, but less than what he thought. And then all of a sudden he refreshes and they're gone. And he realized he got hacked at that point because probably, maybe he had malware or maybe he put his password somewhere. And then he's like, well, thank God I got my ledger. Checked his ledger, wiped out. So if you put your seed phrase anywhere besides a piece of paper, this is not a green screen. It's real. On a piece of paper somewhere, and you write that, and you don't take a picture of it, it's just a piece of paper, and you don't store it correctly, the chances of you getting hacked and losing everything is super high. That's why, like, I think we need to talk about these things and do best practices and talk about if you've got your entire life savings on one cold storage device, I don't care how great it is, what if you lose it? What if somebody, and here's an example I just heard last week. Someone said that their cold storage wallet was drained. They don't know how it was drained, but they had a couple of different new cleaning crew people come in and a fumigator. And he's like, how easy would it be just to, take a look at if you see a ledger and you know what it is, and you can actually find maybe like a couple of booklets like this and steal it. Actually, I'm thinking, as I said out loud, I'm like, that does sound ridiculous. How anybody would just say, oh, this guy's got a ledger, so let me find his seed phrases. I don't know. I think if you store them online, you're going to probably lose it. David says, Why take any seed phrase risk? It's not hard or hugely expensive to go on those metal plates and drill into a wall somewhere or into a tile. Yeah, good enough. Joe says, now we're moving to taxes. Hey, Rob, CoinLedger imports a bunch of bogus, weird transactions on some of my connected accounts. Coin Tracker imports everything clean. Thoughts? Stick with Coin Tracker. Me personally, CoinLedger works good for me. But if I ever have problems, I just reach out. Customer service is usually there. Maybe the cleaning crew checks his social before going to the house. Yeah, could be. But like, even if you see like a ledger on, like, you're there and you see a ledger or a Tangem or an Arculus or whatever, a Trezor, and you're like, oh, this guy's in a crypto. To get into that device, you need a PIN, right? So, okay, that's out. Unless you kidnap them, wrench attack. And then you're like, okay, this guy's got it. Now I need to look through his whole house or into his desk or somewhere and try to find his piece of paper with his mnemonic phrases. I think it would be pretty simple if you use if you know about this and you're a hacker and you see the mnemonic phrase sheet and you know what they look like, right? It's like this little rectangle, very small piece of laminated paper that you can write down your 12 or 24 words. If you see that, you're like, oh, well, obviously. Right? But who the hell leaves that out? Especially if you got like millions of dollars on there. Doesn't make any sense. Ahmed, when was the last time Ledger got hacked? Well, I mean, remember, not too long ago, they did hack all their customers' personal information. But as far as cryptocurrency, no. They've never had it hacked. I low kicked the like button. Yeah, there you go. See, that's just it. The things that we talk about, these are just so you understand it. So there's steps that you can take. So you're like, okay, if this happened, I'll just be a little more careful and not screw up and then make it. I think that's the big thing. And Franklin Santana, Senior Crypto says, again, the layperson gets discouraged once they know about these security issues that we face in the crypto environment. I got to tell you, I don't blame them. Do you blame them? You're like, okay, let me get this straight. I have to do all these things. Well, let me get something straight. Okay, there's massive gains to be had. Okay, that part sounds pretty good. Okay, and now I got to do this, this, and this for safety or I lose it all. Okay, that part sounds pretty bad. But, you know, if we just go with the basic rule of thumb and say, hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't be stupid. And, you know, if you got a portfolio of different equities, precious metals, commodities, real estate, why don't you just take 2 to 3%, put that into Bitcoin or some kind of digital assets. Be fine. Real rate, but got to be careful about security with any valuable asset, though. True, Steve, true. Robert, you invested in Zeus Network? No, one of the few I probably haven't invested into. I invest in, seem like everything else these days. But not to say that it's bad or, you know, it's not going to do well. I don't know about it. And I got so many things going on. Crypto Golfer's got a great question. How many of your heirs are going to know where to look for your seed phrase? How many do you trust? Or are you just going to screw over your heirs in case? I'm going to screw all the kids over. Sorry, should have worked harder. No, they know. I've told them where things are, and they're all into crypto. The reason why they're into crypto is because for Christmas, I gave them all Tangem cards and stuck crypto on there. Now, all of a sudden, they're big believers. I did this last year, and I added some this year. So that's how I get them in. Oh, and one more thing. Don't give all your kids, if you're going to do a Tangem card, don't give all your kids the card. They're going to lose it. Especially if you got grandkids. You know, you're like, yeah, I know you're going to lose this one, so I'll keep one. I'll keep two, and you can have one. Huh. Ahmed says, I actually have my seed memorized and have a diary note to say it every week, so it's embedded in my brain knowing it. That's true. That's probably the best thing you can possibly do. Soon, this is funny. Make sure you list your subscribers on your will. Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, that's the ultimate orange pill approach. get people invested into it and just make them economically viable for the options that you're giving them. And all of a sudden they become believers. Like, oh, maybe it's not just nerd money and vaporware. Maybe it's actually going to be something. Well, yeah, because the price went up. That's what most people got most people into the crypto space anyhow. Price goes up, everybody's happy. Then they say, what does this stuff actually do? I tattooed my cat and dog the seed phrase. MP says schools don't teach how to invest. That's true. They teach a lot of other useless stuff, but for some reason, taxes, how to invest, just kind of escapes them. Teach the kids young. Oh, nice. I started my daughter last year how to invest. It's very smart, very smart. Tommy Twista says, Rob, do you think of MicroStrategy as a proxy given all the ATMs? I think it's a pretty good play, but I think I want to say a MicroStrategy is down quite a bit because it's a proxy for Bitcoin. So as long as you know that, that's pretty good. But I got to tell you, I've been very happy with the investments in MicroStrategy so far. So I think it's great, but I'm super biased because I own a bunch of it. Rob, do you got any Brett? I do have some Brett. Not much, but some. I love Zeus. Bitcoin going to Solana. Yes, please. Sure. Even this downturn, I made some gains. Got to be conservative. I agree. Kenny's got a good, this is kind of mine too. My basic rule is I don't talk to anyone and I don't answer anything. I mean, as far as crypto goes, that's me too. I'm just like people say, hey, Rob knows about crypto. I'm like, I know some things. Do you want to know? Yes, what I know. You're going to lose everything and you're going to invest too much and you're going to round trip your bags. Do you want to know something else? 99% of people say no. And that's it. I don't, not anybody's dead. Rob, do you hold any degen AI plays? I do, but I cannot tell you because it's mostly insider stuff, and that stuff, you would think it's like insiders would like really pan out. It doesn't pan out. A lot of the stuff is like, oh, we thought it was going to be that, and it just doesn't. So it's like, what's the point? I can't tell you guys that because it's up for me to take the risk, not you guys. What coins are you most bullish on right now? Bitcoin, by far. Because look, if the president of the United States is going to push it, it's going to go crazy. The other thing I think about is virtuals. I think, and people say, virtuals is old news. It's over. What is it? It's almost $4, and like in November it was 50 cents. So it's just old news. It's old news. It's been around since January 1st, 2024. So it's a year old. So get the new stuff. Get the new stuff. The problem with the new stuff is it's super risky. Look how long you gotta wait. I kind of see virtuals as maybe like the Solana of the last cycle. What I mean by that is Solana didn't do squat. It was like April 2020 all the way to next year. It took about a year to get to $1. And then it just kind of took off. And then like look, right around here, people like, imagine it goes from like pennies, kind of what virtuals did, 40, 50 cents, 2 cents, 40, 50 cents, 60 cents, $1.78. That's pretty good. And then it goes to like $44, right? Virtuals at $4, maybe it does that. And then people are like, oh, that's it. That's a huge gain. You're late, bro. You're late. Went from $1.78 to 17, you're late. And then it goes down. And then it goes to 40 bucks. Then it crashes to 30. You're like, see, you moron. And then it goes up to 250 bucks. So like I look at this one and it's like, why couldn't this be the next thing? I guess it really comes down to market cap and fully diluted valuations and stuff like that. And also unlocks. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, I take that back. Wow, I should buy more of this. Virtuals protocol is ranked number 41. The circulating supply, 1 billion. Total supply, 1 billion. Max supply, 1 billion. What does this mean? That means that there's no unlocks. Everything's already out there. See how the market cap is the exact same as the fully diluted valuation? Now your next question is, Rob, where do I get that? It's a great question. Go to CoinGecko, click on markets, scroll down, and then come here. I personally don't have a BitGet, BitHum. They can use AeroDrum. KuCoin, I don't have that stuff. But you can go to Uniswap. It's on base. And start swapping like crazy. Oh, also, I don't know if you knew this if you're an American, but if you go to Coinbase and you purchase USDC, a lot of people use that, and you want to transfer that to your hot wallet to do some degenerate stuff like we're talking about, you can send USDC to Base because USDC is on Ethereum, it's on Base, it's on Solana, it's on pretty much everything. But you can send it when you buy it on your exchange, and you can send it to your hot wallet or wherever you want to send it for free. And you choose the chain. Pretty great, right? Yeah. Tomo said that Bitcoin would go to 92K, and we were laughing at that one. And then it went up to like, I don't know, 99. Now then did it go to 92K, right? So just stick to your predictions. At some point, they'll be accurate. Case in point, look at all the macro people who are calling for a recession the last, 3 years? They're going to be right at some point. And we're like, oh, see, I told you. I know I said it was going to happen last year and the year before that and the year before that, but this time on 2028, I told you what happened. Yeah, Roy says, I mentioned crypto over the holidays to family, all negativity. So I mention it more until I make my millions. Yeah. Be successful in private. And then nobody wants to hear it. That's just it. Nobody wants to hear about it because nobody wants to do the hard work. They want a guarantee. And the funny thing about the markets is that none of the mass amount of retail that's out there are not going to get in until we're reaching all-time highs. And then they'll push everything to the next stratosphere because that's what they do. I can't help them. I mean, I'm not here to babysit anybody. Yeah, Peter Schiff, exactly. Actually lives right down the street from me. Rob told us that Cardano will shine again for the last 3 years. Well, that's true. Hey, look, I mean, didn't Cardano do pretty good lately? I mean, not like virtuals. I'm not going to say it is, but let's just take a look. It is still in the top 10. And over the last, 7 days. Okay, you got me on that one. Okay, you got me on the monthly. But the 3 month, I'm looking pretty good. 30 cents to, what do we top at? $1.30. That's still pretty good. But over a year, that's actually pretty good. What if we go back? All right. But if we go way back to the last high, it's not too good. Because the last high was around $3, wasn't it? Yeah. And now we're, 33% of that? No, 27, 28% of that. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. Maybe MemeCoin will be that catalyst, right? Let's be honest. The reason why Solana is doing so well, part of the reason, is because of the massive amount of memes that are on it. I'm just trying to help Solana, Cardano out. Nice. And this is why we invest into digital assets. What Peppa says. It's not about being homeless and hugging your ledger tightly on concrete because it contains massive amount of economic appreciation that is unfounded because you're not using it. What crypto digital asset investments are for is to make your life better, whatever that is for you. If that's economic freedom, if that's buying a Lambo, if that's not having to go to work and listen to your stupid boss tell you what to do because you're smarter than him, whatever. So with Peppa's, what they say is, I'll be in, and this is what you use these for, I'll be in Rincon, beautiful place. In the next week or so, relaxing on the beach, paid for with crypto gains. And that's what life is, right? People say, no, I'm going to work to the bone and give it all to my kids and grandkids. You got to take care of yourself, man. The only person that's going to remember how hard you worked, not going to be your boss, I'll tell you that. Let's see. J2Day, I'll have to ask this to everybody else. What will be your gift to self after taking profits? I got to tell you, I don't really need much. I like steak, probably a really good steak. That'd be good. Yeah, that's it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe do something with my 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan, which is the Lambo of caravans, or the Lambo of SUVs, or of those cars. Maybe a cheeky bottle of wine. My gift to self will come in 15 years. My crypto is my retirement. Very true. Sorry, what I meant to say was the Dodge Grand Caravan is the Lambo of minivans. That's what I was trying to say. Linda says, I'm in Hawaii when you said that. No worries because I took profits. Exactly. Linda knew exactly what to do. Yeah. Meme says, good question today. I usually just put the coins back in the slot machine. It's true. I think we do that a little bit too often, but depends on what you want, what you need, and what your goals are. Ryan says Cardano was S. And Ryan does make a good point. New coins and a few older coins have made new all-time highs so far. Can't just give only Cardano for not getting there yet. ADA will make a new one this cycle. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I don't know what this is. Does Kanto blockchain? Oh, yeah. Peppas, congratulations. Future millionaire. Hope all is well. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, man. DJ Dark Killer. And what happened with your friend in regards of his ledger hack? There is a link in the description where I put a document together. It's just called Hack. And I put together all the big questions people asked. I linked the thread of why I'm getting away from Google Authenticator. I also gave the email. And did I put in? Oh, yeah. I put all the transaction hashes that you can investigate yourself. This is from Blockchain Unmasked. Hold on. Let me put this up here. Blockchain Unmasked, we're going to have the founder on, hopefully this upcoming weekend, to talk about what happened, what they're doing right now, and what the future steps are. But essentially, what it came down to is they got KuCoin to freeze the accounts of the hackers. And the second exchange, OKX, they also got them to freeze the account of the hackers. So we'll see what happens. What? How dare you? A1 says Toyota Sienna is the Lambo of vans. Or the Odyssey Honda. What are we talking about? Minivans. A1, I cannot agree with that statement. Wife changing wealth. I got the perfect one. So I'm perfect one for me. I'll say that. Yeah. No. My life's pretty good. I mean, shoot, I woke up today. There's no power, but I mean, at least I get to go outside right to the beach, go work out, walk along the shoreline. It's like, this is great. New paint job for the van. I don't think it needs it. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. A lot of funny comments, but that's it. So look, everybody, that's it for today. Well, we went a little long, but it was good questions. I appreciate you. So look, you like today's video? On your way out, if you hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. You can subscribe. Sometimes YouTube notifies you, usually not. But just follow me on X. That's where I post a lot of the different things. But that's it for today. So again, everybody stay safe tonight. I will see you in 2025, which will be tomorrow. Thanks so much, everybody. Adios.